Hey guys, a warm welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sharing my honest experience with the IZEUK garage shelving wide storage shelves, the 5-tier heavy-duty metal rack that claims to handle up to 4,000 pounds. I picked this up because my garage was slowly turning into a disaster zone, boxes everywhere, tools I couldn't find, and honestly it was getting embarrassing. So I needed something strong, simple, and actually worth the money, and after using this for a while, I've got a pretty clear opinion on it. First thing you notice is how solid this thing looks once it's assembled. It's a full metal structure, no cheap plastic parts pretending to be strong, and the frame feels sturdy right away. The size is pretty generous too, around 23.6 inches deep, 53.1 inches wide, and over 70 inches tall, so it gives you a lot of vertical storage space. If you've got limited floor space but a lot of stuff, this kind of shelving setup makes a big difference. Now let's talk about assembly because that's where most people either fall in love or start questioning their life choices. Surprisingly, this one is not that bad. It uses a boltless design, so you're basically slotting pieces together instead of dealing with 100 screws. It still takes some effort, and yeah, you'll probably need a rubber mallet or at least some patience, but compared to other racks I've tried, this was way more straightforward. Took me around an hour to get it fully set up and stable. Once it's built, the real test is how much it can actually hold. The brand claims up to 4,000 pounds total capacity, which sounds insane at first, but realistically that's when the weight is evenly distributed across all shelves. From my experience, it handles heavy loads pretty well. I've stacked tools, storage boxes, paint cans, even some heavier equipment, and it hasn't shown any signs of bending or wobbling. The key thing is to distribute the weight properly instead of dumping everything on one shelf like a maniac. What I really like is the adjustable shelves. You're not stuck with fixed spacing, so if you've got taller items like toolboxes or storage bins, you can easily shift the shelf height to fit your needs. That flexibility actually matters more than you think because garage storage is never one size fits all. One week it's boxes, next week it's random equipment you forgot you owned. Another thing worth mentioning is stability. Once it's fully assembled and placed on a flat surface, it feels secure. It doesn't wobble every time you touch it, which is something I've experienced with cheaper racks. If you're planning to store really heavy items, it's still a good idea to place heavier stuff on the lower shelves to keep the center of gravity stable. Basic logic, but apparently people still ignore it and then blame the shelf. Design-wise, it's pretty simple. Matte black metal, nothing fancy, but it actually looks clean and organized once you fill it up. It doesn't scream cheap warehouse rack, which is a bonus if your garage is attached to your house and you care about how things look. Now let's be real for a second, it's not perfect. The metal panels for the shelves can feel a bit thinner than you'd expect for something marketed as heavy duty, so you'll want to make sure everything is assembled tightly. Also, during setup, the edges can be a little sharp, so unless you enjoy minor injuries, maybe don't rush through it. Another thing is that while it's strong, it's not indestructible. If you overload one shelf or distribute weight badly, you're going to run into problems. Overall, this shelving unit does exactly what it's supposed to do. It gives you a strong, adjustable, space-saving storage solution that actually helps you organize your garage, warehouse, or even a storage room. It's not some magical life-changing product, but it's reliable, practical, and gets the job done without unnecessary complications. If you're tired of clutter and want something that can actually handle heavy storage without collapsing on you, this is definitely worth considering. For the price and the performance, it sits in that sweet spot between cheap unreliable racks and super expensive industrial setups. If you want to check the current deal, click the link below for the best price. It's one of those purchases that actually makes your space feel more organized and functional, which is rare considering how many products promise that and fail. That's it for this review.